got an airport going up over there. We got a shipyard. Got stadiums being made, aquariums, and yeah, just building city skylines, but in Minecraft. There you go. It looks good, guys. You guys have done good work. All right, so I will switch us over to Astra here momentarily. So Astra LV0008. Elana-41 launch coverage. There we go. Oh yeah, then Hearts of Iron. Well, I don't know. Maybe I won't play Hearts of Iron today. I'll just leave it blank for now. And then GTA a little later tonight. Alright, cool. I gotta switch it off of Minecraft, switch over to Science and Technology. Alright. Are you gonna start GTA right after Space News or back for more Minecraft? I'm not sure. Not sure. I want to play Hearts of Iron. I want to keep going with that US save. That US save is fun. The US save is fun where we canceled the new deal. I'm sorry, that makes me laugh every time. Oh. Well, that's annoying. We need to conquer the land of Moose and Poutine. Yep. What happened in the Japan save? Doto, I made it all the way to Normandy. And then the war ended. I pushed the front all the way to Normandy, but it was so fragmented. By the time we claimed all the land, dude, it looked like leopard print. Like just spots of everything everywhere, dude. So I was like, I looked at the title card, and it turns out that the other allies, had like 70,000 planes. So if I'd tried to invade them, I would have lost. So, yeah. We spread anime all the way from Tokyo to Normandy, that's good. I came in 4th, though. I got screwed on the plane card. I should have made more airplanes. Yeah, plane power apparently counts a lot on the end score screen, so... Yeah, screw me, right? Now that we've talked about it, I want to play Hearts of Iron, damn it. So, like honestly, I could go back and we could build up and, like, Iron Curtain it and then attack the allies. We could do that. But I wanted to start a new save anyway. I took over the job of the allies. Yes. Yeah. When are we returning to Summer Car? I have to be careful with Summer Car because of the pedals in my neighbor, Facha. Sometime next week. In this new US save, so, like, it's funny because, like, Dodo, when I'm playing, like, the Soviets or Japan, I'm not too intricately familiar with, like, the politics of the time. But with the US, I know that pretty damn well. So it's funny because in the US save, I've been playing a lot better because I know which focuses to pick to get the end result. Like, I know the national focuses because they're all based off of what happened in real life or lack thereof, right? So I know which historical focuses were the ones that the US did in real life, and I purposely kind of deviated from that course. Like, I changed the president. You can decide the presidential election when you're playing as the U.S., and Roosevelt left office in 1936. In reality, he served 4 terms as president from 1933 to 1945, and he died during his 4th term in early 45. That's what I did, Havocs. Yep. So, yeah, it's Jeez, have you seen that? What is that, John? So, I put Alf Landon in there, who was an oil baron that ran against Roosevelt in 1936, and he got it, and we abolished the New Deal, and I got us out of the Great Depression by 1937. So the U.S. is like an economic powerhouse now, which is really funny. And then, oh, what's this, Thomas? Holding for live coverage of NASA's Elana-41 mission. Stay tuned for the update time. Okay. Yeah, floating. So, I'm going to try to not embargo Japan's oil and see if they don't attack Pearl Harbor. I'm assembling carrier groups instead of battle fleets. So, like, I'm trying to skip over the U.S.'s, like, war modernization that happened in World War II. I'm just doing that in the 30s instead. So, hopefully, by 1941, we have, like, a Cold War-style army and we just wreck everybody. I'm making task forces, dude. Listen to this. Listen to this dream team of a Navy task force. I have the Enterprise flanked by the Arizona and the Arizona and the Oklahoma. So Enterprise with 2 battleship escorts, Arizona and Oklahoma, which, you know, those ships sank in Pearl Harbor, but they're actually pretty damn good battleships, right? So I have those. I have Enterprise as the flagship, Arizona, Oklahoma, and then I have the Indy and its sister ship Minneapolis, two heavy cruisers flanking that, and then I have 20 destroyers behind them, and then I have four fleets that are like that. So the Arizona ain't sinking in my save. No, hell no. Hell no. We're not losing the Arizona. We're not losing the Indianapolis. We're not losing the Oklahoma. Hell no. And I'm definitely not losing the Yorktown or the Lexington. Screw that. No. I'm just gonna build right to the Cold War arms race style U.S. Army. So I'm gonna try to tech right to past World War II tech, and hopefully we can do that before we get into any imperial entanglements. And if somebody tries to screw with me, I'm just gonna mess their day up. Built any new ones? I don't have any new carriers made just yet. Only 20 destroyers. That's good for a task group for a carrier fleet in the game, Rice. So I have 1 carrier, 2 battleships, 3. What was it? I had 1 carrier, 2 battleships, 2 heavy cruisers, 5 light cruisers, and 20 destroyers. And then I have 4 fleets like that. So I set it up 2nd fleet in the Atlantic, 3rd fleet in the Pacific. 5th fleet is forward deployed. That'll be the ones that go over to Europe if anybody wants to screw with them over there. And then 7th fleet is like Far East. I'm setting up my Navy like the U.S. Navy was set up in the 50s. Like, that's what I mean about, this is how I know. I know all the equipment. And I know all the national focuses. So I know what guns are good. I know what tanks are good. I know what boats are good. I know the U.S. stuff really well. Gee, I wonder why. I wonder why I would know that. Who would do that? Right? What about the London Naval Treaty? The elevator clause was initiated, so the Naval Treaty was scrapped. Naval close air support is OP. Yeah, I know. I'm just busting balls. Only 20 destroyers? Bryce, I got 4 of those suckers, man. I got 4 of that. So I have 2 fleets. That's just a task force in a fleet. Oh, trust me, man. Trust me. And I'm just massing out subs. Mass out subs, aircraft carriers, cruisers, destroyers, battleships. Because I got the U.S. out of the Depression in 1937 instead of 1940-41, which is when the Depression stopped because of all the defense spending, right? We can just build. Dude. I have it's 1939 in game, and I have 200 civ factories. Oh yeah, no. This is, yeah. If anybody's gonna mess with me, they're gonna get their crap pushed in. What was the elevator clause? Kickning, the elevator clause is that if anybody that signed the treaty built a navy that had a higher hull displacement than what was agreed on, other people could also build up. It basically, the Washington Naval Treaty was basically a gentleman's agreement between all the great navy powers at the time to not build that big of a navy, so you don't get into an arms race. That got thrown out the window in the late 30s, and then we threw it out the window and then lit it on fire by the time 1945 rolled around. And we got into a huge arms race with the Soviet Union, and it bankrupted the Soviet Union. It almost bankrupted us, too. Arms races are very costly, but we do get a lot of good tech out of it, as long as nobody kills each other. So that's good, you know. What ship did they nuke twice, then have to fire on it for days to sink it? That's my favorite ship, Dr. Death. That's the Nevada. The USS Nevada won the Academy Award for best battleship ever made. Inspiration 4 jets flew over Starbase. Cool. Neat. This ship is the T-1000. Actually, it's more like the T-800 because it's an older model. It never goes away. And it went down given the thumbs up. This will be their 5th attempt at orbital. I think so, Roro. Yep. That ship's amazing. It's not a pocket battleship. So I'll give you the condensed story. The Nevada was built and served. It was built in the early 19-teens. It served in World War I. It was in Europe in World War I, shelling targets, shelling Central Powers targets. It survived the interwar period. It got modernized through the interwar period. In 1941, it was at Pearl Harbor. It was at Pearl Harbor. It fought back. It was able to get out of its mooring at Pearl Harbor and then sank fighting, trying to shoot down Japanese planes. But the captain beached the ship, so it didn't sink fully. It only partially sank. He beached it on purpose. Tactical beaching. They fixed it. They modernized it. They took Iowa firing control systems, Iowa secondary firing control systems, equipped it on the sides. See, it has double barrel 5-inchers with a triple barrel and a double barrel 14. These 5-inch Cal 38 Mark 38 turrets were like brand new. That was like top of the line stuff. So after Pearl Harbor, it got damaged enough for them to refit it. They modernized it. By the time it was done modernizing, it went to the European theater. It did coastal bombardment of the Atlantic Wall. It shelled targets during D-Day. It supported the Allied invasions at D-Day. And it did so much coastal bombardment that they had to change the barrels out. So they had to send the ship back home, and they had to give it new ship barrels. Once it got new barrels, it transferred back to the Pacific Fleet. It served in a couple of task forces in the Pacific Fleet. It was at Okinawa shelling targets. It was at Iwo Jima shelling targets. And it was at the surrender of the Japanese in Tokyo Bay in 1945. That ship was quite literally there at the start and the end of U.S. involvement in World War II. Every major conflict the U.S. was in, it was there shelling targets. After the war, the ship was too old. It was almost 50 years old at that point because it was built in 1916. This is 1945, so not 50. You get what I mean. It's too old. Like you can't. It's not an Iowa. No, not even close. It'll get its butt kicked by an Iowa, right? So they deemed it unfit for service and they deemed it obsolete. So what they did was they towed it out to Johnson Atoll. Kwajalein. They towed it out to Kwajalein, and it was involved in an operation called Operation Crossroads, which was the Navy's tests to see how nuclear weapons affected ships. It was in not one, but 2 nuclear blasts. So the ship got nuked twice at close range. Still survived. Still didn't sink. So after that, they were like, we don't know what to do with this radioactive, like this irradiated battleship. What do we do with this thing? So they used it for target practice. The ship survived 6 salvos from the Iowa 16-inch Cal 50 guns. 6 salvos didn't sink the stupid thing. It just kept going. Couldn't sink it. So then they ended up, like the Iowa couldn't sink the damn thing. And we're not talking like a gutted ship either. This was a fully outfitted ship with ammo in the magazines, right? Because they wanted to, they couldn't get it all out because of the nukes. They couldn't go on the ship. It was irradiated. So they towed the ship out south of Pearl Harbor, right? And they just used it for target practice. So this was like a fully outfitted ship. This wasn't like some ship that they gutted and they're, sinking as an artificial reef. They shot at the damn thing. 6 salvos from the Iowa, direct hits, didn't do anything. Didn't sink it. They ended up having to fire a bunch of torpedoes at the thing to sink the stupid ship. It wouldn't go down. She wouldn't go down. And then it finally did after a bunch of salvos from the most modern battleship at the time and a bunch of torpedoes. That's what took to sink that thing. 2 nukes, 6 salvos from a battleship, and a couple of torpedoes. That's why the Nevada is the T-800 of battleships. It is the most hardcore ship around. That's my favorite battleship by a long shot. Because, here's the end of the story. That was the short story, by the way. The longer story is even better. It's my favorite ship because it was built at the Four Rivers Shipyard in Quincy, Massachusetts, man. It was built by massholes, baby. Hell yeah. That's my favorite ship. By a long shot. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, just like the T-800, right? Fans are gathering at the jetty. Still super gusty, though. Yep. Yeah. The Iowa kept shooting at it, and it wouldn't sink, and the ship wasn't even fighting back. Can you imagine if they went toe-to-toe? The thing's a tank, man. It never broke. It survived Pearl Harbor. It was at D-Day. It was at Okinawa. It was at Iwo Jima. It got nuked twice, and then got blown up, and the thing was just like, this is fine. Thing's a freaking beast, man. It's a freaking beast. It's a monster of a ship. So what happened to it in the end? It sank. They sank it in Pearl Harbor. It got hit by a bunch of torpedoes. I know she sank quite spectacularly, but the Hood was my favorite ship. The only thing that could broke it was torpedoes. And dude, I'm talking like multiple torpedoes. Dude, thing's a freaking monster, man. Like, and when I say this thing was close to the nuke, guys, look. That's how close it was to the epicenter of a nuclear blast. Like, this was very close. Like, a nuke went off right next to it. It was just like, hey, wow, that's hot. All right, cool. So much steel we could use now? Well, it was irradiated, man. She sank. She fought back at Pearl Harbor. She shot down Japanese planes at Pearl Harbor, and then the captain realized the boat was sinking and on fire, and he beached it. He beached it near the mouth of the channel. The Nevada is beast. Beast. Look, 1445 guns of the Nevada firing on positions ashore during the Utah beach landings. Dude, it was there. Look at all the freaking casings, man. USS Nevada, after being nuked twice, hit with 6 salvos from the Iowa and torpedoed. This is fine. Yep. 2 jets on Starbase Live. That's cool. The Nevada is my favorite battleship. It was everywhere. World War I, World War II, Cold War, nuked, whatever. Thing could take it. It could take it because it was built like a tank. Check in as Starbase Live. Yep. Okay. What, this right here? Not a lot of things related to my state, but VB63 does make you happy. Missouri? What about Fort Leonard Wood? That's in Missouri, isn't it? Only ship to come close to its record was the Iowa, wasn't it? Well, the Iowa never got nuked. Alright, let's see what we got. There's the Minotaur pad right there. It's just built, they put it right next to it. And on that note, the best ship ever is CVN-65. Debatable. I think CV3 is better. Or CV6 is better. CV6, the most decorated ship in World War II. Audio? Yeah, it's on. That's such a simple pad design. It's interesting. Yeah, it fits in a truck. But anyway, yeah. Talk about rockets. Still, I was the better fighter. Yeah, I mean, the Iowa really didn't ever go toe-to-toe with another ship, to my knowledge, did it? Opinion on the 2031 deorbit of ISS. I think we should get it. We should send Starship up there and bring it back down, Chimp. I think that tossing it is a waste of time. Yorktown is better than Enterprise. Fight me. Yeah, one of those ships survived the war, and the other one's at the bottom of the ocean. So, I mean, oh.
Hi, everyone. If you're looking, we've held the countdown at T-minus 15 minutes, and we'll give you an update as soon as we have one.
Thank you. My bias is for the Lexington, because that was near me during childhood. Yeah, Storm, guess where that ship was built? CV-16? Guess where that one was made? Same place as the Nevada. Yeah, I like that ship too. Yeah, 31. Rocket 3.1 is
flight on countdown based on updates from the rock. Astra is just going to finish running its steps from step 122 to 140, and then stop at terminal count entry.
Scrub. Yeah, it's too windy, guys. It's too windy down the Cape today. I'm happy I started that conversation about the Nevada. What a ship. She's a beast. She's a beast, dude. Yeah.
Step 122, Tango, can you please reactivate machine AV1 power ESC?
United Rentals is a rocket GSE company in my book. Bill, yeah, straight up. Rocket GSE, yeah, you're not wrong. There's the 2 generators right there. That's all you need to launch this thing. You just need electrical and just the fuel tanks. And even the fuel tanks fit in shipping containers. The entirety...
Tango, toggle on power ESCs.
So, the entirety of Astra's launch complex can fit into these 4 shipping containers. See the connexes right here? The entirety, the rocket, the transporter, the launch pad, the generators, the fuel tanks, all the ground equipment, the hoses for fuel lines, everything. The controls, it can be set up by 6 guys. That's it. 6 dudes. 6 dudes driving 4 trucks. That's all. And then it's all remote controlled from Astra's Mission Control Center in San Francisco. That's it. 4 trucks, 6 dudes. That's all you need. The whole thing fits in trucks. And it can be bussed anywhere. Alaska was the last place that Astra launched from. That's from this pad. That's like 10,000 miles that way. Yeah, they're down purging, guys. That rocket scrub. Yeah, it's too windy. Anyway, that kind of sucks. I kind of wanted to see a rocket launch today. So did I hear that right? Are they going to scrub when they reach terminal count? Yes, they're outside of the launch window. So what's your job description then? Truck driver or space engineer? Rocket artist crafter. Sandwich crafter. Odd question, but how did ballistic missiles a similar or identical size deal with windy conditions? Here.
Update for you all. Unfortunately, due to a range asset that has gone out of service today, we are going to stand down from today's launch attempt of the Elana-41 mission. Our launch window does extend to tomorrow as well, at the same time, 1 to 4 p.m. Eastern Time. And you can follow us on Twitter at Astra for updates on the latest. Thank you for joining us today, and we're going to give it another try tomorrow.
Absolutely. Again, thank you to Astra for partnering with us on this live stream to help make this happen. We'll be back with more coverage hopefully tomorrow, pending the resolution of that range issue like we said. So we hope you all come back and tune in again tomorrow. And until then, we'll see you then.
Okay, that's the end of that. So, ballistic missiles, on the way up, you go fast. Hellfish. On the way down, you go faster. That makes sense? It's like a bullet. Bullets are still susceptible to windage, but an ICBM, when it's coming back down, is really only in the atmosphere for like 10 to 15 seconds. And considering what's at the tip of the spear there, I don't think you need to worry about a couple of meters of deviation. Thomas Beardhart. Chris Kemp, this is the CEO Astra with the, what is he saying? We're standing down today to a range equipment failure causing a critical range detection asset to be unavailable to support our launch. Next Astra launch window opens tomorrow at 10 a.m. Frick. Of course it does. Okay, reason for Astra scrub. Spears of God, yep, yeah. Rocket Guy, yep. GSE strikes again, man. It happens. Hey, Cammy. I'm not saying ICBMs can steer, but I'm also not saying they could have a speed brake or a grid fin on it or something. Guys, grid fins aren't a SpaceX idea. Let me put it to you like that. Can you find a building? Sure, DV. Let's take a look. DV needs a building for the Minecraft save. Let's try Philly. Let's see let's check Philadelphia. Screw it. We need a building for our Minecraft, for the Minecraft save. Let's take a look. Let me look around. Philly has a lot of nice buildings. What is that? What's that thing? Oh, the Kimmel Center for Performing Arts. Oh, yes, it's a theater. That's cool. That's a cool building. What kind of building? DV's looking for not a tall building, but a big building. There's a convention center. Not tall but big, Boeing's factory. Reading Terminal Market. Do you rule out the Chicago Post Office? Yeah. Kicking, I actually like that. Speaking Enterprise, I was thinking last night I can only guess that the reason they moved it to the dry dock is to salvage it for parts in the new one. That's not that at all. Yeah, DV, build this. Yeah, build this one. Make this building. That's a cool one. You and your grid cities. That's right. There is a replacement, Rice. Yeah, commercial low Earth orbit destinations, dude, is the replacement. Where? Alright. Dying map. Where should we put that building down? That's a big one. Have you thought about building Martinsville? No, I haven't. Wait a minute. Does that building have like a road going through it? Hold on. What's going on here? It does. It does have a road going through it. Yeah, human, I got you. There's a road going under it. Huh. Huh.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
DV, if these lots aren't claimed, literally build it right there and build this road going underneath it. Or we could have it go over the sunken highway, but if we do that, that means we got to get rid of this road and this road, but I think that lot is also taken up, so build it right here. Right in this area here. I think, I'm not sure, is there a baseball park yet? I have a baseball field. It's over here. Haven't made a park yet. Yeah. DV, yeah, build it right there and have this road go underneath it. That would be amazing. It would look really good. Oh, that's right next to the Sears Tower. Cool. Neato. Hey, Pop, 28-month resub. All right, dudes, so... You mean the Willis Tower? No, I don't. GTA track. I don't feel like working on that. It's not the Willis Tower. It'll never be the Willis Tower. I don't care if that's what you name. It's not called that. It's the Sears Tower. It's always gonna be the Sears Tower. And nope, it's 2022. I can believe whatever I want. It's the Sears Tower. No, it's hard. He's alright. He's alright. What ended up happening in the Empire of Anime? I got it all the way to Normandy, Rocket Guy, and then the war ended, and I was on the Allies, so I just kind of put a bow on it. The war ended, and I ended up owning pretty much everything from Normandy all the way to Tokyo. I could have fought the Allies, but if I went to war with them right away, it wouldn't have ended well. I would have lost. So it would have taken some time to build up and like truly anime the entire world, but